during the year from domestic or qualified foreign corporations. The end. Bobby.
I put my treehouse on the market last week. When it sells, do I have to recapture Section 1250 depreciation?
All right, welcome back here to our final segment here with Ron. Ron, thank you so much for being a guest here on Thrive America.
Thanks for having me, Brent.
Thanks for spending the time and sharing some of these business building principles with us. And now we're going to learn more about what you do, Ron, as a patent agent. I've got some questions for you.
Ask away.
What's the difference between a patent and a trademark?
Okay, a trademark is anything that when you experience it, you know the company that produces it. Normally it's a word, but it could be a logo, a shape, or a sound.
Great. Okay, talk to me about if I'm watching the show, if I've got an invention and I think I'm onto something, where's the first place I should take this idea? Should I share it with everybody, or what's your advice?
Well, it's important not to share it with people because patent law says that 1 year from the time that you either use it in public, try to sell it, or tell people how to make and use it, you got to file a patent application within 1 year. So you don't want to share it with people. But the first thing to do is to actually go to the internet, with the search engine of your choice, and see if it's already been done. And then you can also go to google.com/patents and see if it's already been patented. I had one person come to me and says, I've got an idea for an electric car jack. She was female and she didn't want to get her hands dirty. That you would plug into the cigarette lighter and would jack up your car. I said, I've not searched in that area, but go to google.com/patents and enter in electric car jack and see what pops up. She calls back 10 minutes later and says, you're right, it's already been done.
So you're in the business of saving people time and money. So you've got to find someone like you to be in your corner. If I had a process, a creative process, or let's just say an invention, a product, how long, if I came to you, would that process take to get a patent on this system process kind of thing?
Well, the first thing to do is to have a prior art search done professionally. In addition to going to google.com/patents, which is free, professional search generally takes about 2 weeks to get a report back and the patents that are found analyzed. And then if it passes that one, then it takes generally about 6 weeks in order to actually craft the patent with the drawings and the claims and send it to the patent office.
So you're saying that I could actually have a patent on a system within 7 or 8 weeks?
No, you'd be patent pending, which patent pending simply means there's a patent application at the patent office. If what you're covering is just the way something looks, then you can expect a high percentage of the time to get a patent in less than a year. If you're doing a utility patent on how it functions, then it's going to be 2 to 3 years, if ever, that you're going to be able to get a patent.
Great. Making a patent for a system and a creative process, shed some light on that. I've got a creative process here where we help clients think about marketing and branding themselves and coming up with ideas called Improvistorm. Can I patent that creative process?
Yeah, processes are patentable material. Business processes, for a long time, they wouldn't allow patent applications for business processes, but that changed several years ago when they came up with the idea that anything under the sun, made by man is patentable. Recent court cases have kind of restricted exactly what can or cannot be done. There's one particular case called Bilski, where it was basically, managing risk was the process, and the patent office has taken the position that this is not patentable. So if what you've got actually produces something concrete, involves a particular machine or something like that, then if you get a real tangible result, then that can be patented.
So if I have a creative process, it's possible I could get a patent for it, or I could get rejected. What is something like that? What's a patent cost to go through this process? Can you give me a rough estimate? It may be different for everybody, but what's...
Yeah, and the standard answer in the world of patents is it depends. So if it's a very simple idea, and it also depends on whether you're going to a patent agent or patent attorney and what their model is. but you can spend as little as $5,000 and as much as $50,000. So I know it's a big range, but it depends on how simple your idea is or how complex it is. I mean, if it involves a lot of wires and gears and stuff like that, it's going to cost more than if it's something like you've probably seen the little Barbie table, what we call in the pizza industry, the little plastic thing with 3 legs that keeps the top of the pizza from hitting the cheese. That's patented. Okay, very simple. I'm sure the patent for that didn't cost a lot.
Yeah.
But then the patent for something more complex is going to be a whole lot more money.
Yeah, and the reward is. Now, the scary thing that I realized when I interviewed Dave Savage was that the sobering reality, and share with me what the stats are for those who succeed, who go through the process, have a patent, and are expecting riches.
Right.
Shed some light on some of those stats for us, and what should we?
Yeah, well, a patent is not magic, but a patent for something that's going to have good market potential, that's a different story. Less than 5% of the patents that are issued actually make more money than what has been spent on them. For an individual inventor, the odds vary between 1 in 100 and 1 in 1,000 that their idea, with or without a patent, is going to succeed in the marketplace.
And again, to reiterate, what you do as a patent agent is you have a free questionnaire system that helps evaluate whether or not that idea is patentable or even doable, that kind of thing. So I think that's such a great place to start. Those of you that are watching, contact Ron. So Ron, I may have some more questions that I may send you on the blog, but let me just make sure that our viewers get a chance to understand how to get in touch with you. What's a typical workflow for you? Do you like to be people to email you or give you a call and so forth?
Yeah, normally people either are sending me an email because they've got a referral from somebody that knows me, or I get a phone call, and my cell phone number is my main number. That's part of my model, is that when you call me, you reach me instead of voicemail or a secretary. And the basic process is that the first thing I do is send them the 41 questions, and if it passes that, then it's time to do the search, and then after the search, we do the actual patent application. So that's the basic process. And normally, I like to meet people face to face, and I find out where they live in Atlanta, and sometimes I've driven up to. I just came back from Dalton, Georgia, last night, where I was meeting with a client.
Wow.
So but I believe in going the extra mile and meeting the client, in their territory.
You have so many great stories. I'd love to. I think I could almost see you being the head of a party, coming out and sharing some of these stories. Like we sit there and we watch TV or we go that, and you're just like, oh, that's patented, or that has a certain story behind it. And you've shared some between tapings that are just awesome. So I'd love for you to submit some of these stories for our viewers, and as they're watching your video, they can maybe read some tidbits of information.
Be glad to do that.
And I want you to be on my trivia team.
Okay.
Do that?
Yeah, as long as it's old trivia.
Old trivia.
Because if it's new trivia, because I don't watch a whole lot of television, so if you're asking me about some of the popular TV shows and who the actors are, I'm not going to do very well.
Right.
And if you, I enjoy music, but I never did memorize what was the name of the band or the members of the band or things like that. So it depends on the trivia.
Well, we all have certain niches on our trivia teams. I'm sure you've got your own niche.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Ron, for being a guest on Thrive America. Thank you for sharing your points with us and taking the time to do that.
Sure.
And give Ron a call if you're watching the show and you think you're on to something big. Don't tell anybody. Tell Ron. Get in touch. Go to the Georgia Inventors Association too as well. It's a great resource.
That's right.
And check that out. So we'll see you next time here on Thrive America. Want to thank Ron for coming out here to the set of Thrive America. And upon reflection of some of the things that we learned as a team here at Blank Stage from Ron, is the first one being is what a hero we think Ron is. This industry to us is very confusing and hard to understand. So if you've got an idea, if you've got an invention or a system that you think is a moneymaker for you, give Ron a call. Send him an email and just collaborate with him there, and he'll get you going in the right direction. The second aspect or thing that we've learned here as a team from Ron is Ron's ability to reach out to his clients. He shared the idea of going and traveling all over Georgia to meet his potential clients. not having his clients come to him. So what can you do to exceed expectations in your industry, in your business? And think about that. So thank you so much for tuning in here to Thrive America, and we'll see you next time.